Oh, yeah.
Oh, mine's already up.
Why did you do that, D?
Thinking on my feet.
Oh, feet?
I've been thirsty for months, waiting for another episode of the Talkies to
Get a
come.
mate.
And thank goodness the Coen Brothers delivered us a new movie.
Thank goodness.
We had a reason.
Now we can drink
Now
something.
I can drink a mate.
Payment only gives us mates when we do the talkies.
That's it.
And we don't do talkies that much anymore, so
Huh.
we don't get too much mate. which is
Well,
too
I'd
bad.
do it more often if there were more good movies.
Good point.
I was just realizing that the context here, no one really knows who Payman is if they
If
just say
they
the
only
the
watch
talkies.
the Talkies.
Yeah.
And all
I'm pretty
the-
sure we've lost all
Yeah.
of the Talkies viewers,
I think so too.
being that the last episode had like 6 views or something.
it's left to inference,
yeah,
interpretation.
The Talkies is
That's what
for
it is.
us.
Yeah,
It is our group therapy.
it's group therapy.
Yeah. So, without further ado, the 3 of us are cursed filmmakers. And
Oh, wait a second. You were supposed to leave that for inference.
I'm just introducing us now.
Okay.
I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
I'm Taylor.
Right, and we review short films most of the time, but every so often we get together to review a feature,
The ones-
especially when they're a good one.
Yeah.
The ones that we like.
Well, at least one we hope we want to see.
Yes.
And of course, when a movie comes out by the Coen Brothers,
It's mandatory.
even if it's on Netflix,
Ooh.
we watch it and we review it. So, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to talk
Oh.
about this one.
Very much. Me too.
Well,
I don't know where to begin even.
Let's start with Devon.
Yeah. How about just what we thought about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
overall thoughts. Go,
Cool.
D. Go.
Yeah, but you're first. That's why I singled
Oh,
you out.
jeez. Okay. Enjoyed myself.
Very nice. Concise.
Cool. Nice.
It was weird. I didn't know it was a collection of short stories, and that was the first thing going in. Was that I immediately thought, oh yeah, I guess this fits Netflix. Not really like a theatrical thing. That was the first thing that got to me. What I was like, I saw it on Netflix, and I'm like, wait, it's on Netflix? Why isn't this something that I've heard of? And this is Coen Brothers, who are like awesome. So
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason it's on Netflix.
because they're short.
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason why. I could have totally seen this in a cinema. It wouldn't bother me one bit. I think it's on Netflix because Netflix acquires content for 2 reasons. One, they know they can get it for cheap because the creator of it's desperate because it turned out they made a flop, like that new Mowgli movie, right? Which was supposed to be a big old movie.
Huge. Yeah, we
and
saw
then-
previews for it in theaters.
Yeah, then it shows up on Netflix. It means they did test screenings. It didn't go well.
Right.
Sell it to Netflix, right? Or Netflix is trying to position themselves as a serious player in the film distribution world. And that's when you see these bigger names show up over on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's there. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix courted the Coen Brothers from the beginning and said, if you have a film to make, we'd like to pay for it.
I have information on that.
Yeah?
I had made a little bit of research yesterday.
Did you?
They
Down at the library?
well, apparently they had at the library. Yeah, looked up some books. Encyclopedia of Coen Brothers. They had a collection of short stories that were written out and stored just in their desk drawer, I guess is what they called it, for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And they said that they just never had, because they're shorts, they never had a platform to just release them on. And
So they had a collection of Western short
yeah,
stories?
all unrelated too.
Yeah.
Like they never actually meant for these to be together
Huh.
until someone brought up the idea, hey, why don't you stick them all together, make a TV
Yeah.
series out of it? And they did. They got a producer to make the TV series, then later found out it would be better to put it on Netflix and then have also a small theatrical run also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it worked really well for me.
It did, yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed every story, even though some were far better than others. There were a couple that were just kind of meh, but at least 5 of the 7 were phenomenal.
Yeah. 6 stories.
Weren't there 7?
Right?
I can't remember.
It was 6.
All right, look.
I was counting.
Okay.
Okay, there was Buster Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs.
There was the James Franco.
Yeah.
James Franco.
There was the
No arm,
the
no
gold,
leg man.
The thespian.
Yeah.
Thespian.
The gold digger.
Gold digger.
Gold Digger.
The crossing
Oregon
the
Trail.
plains.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Yeah.
Haunted house.
And then haunted house thing. Yeah.
Haunted house being the stagecoach.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it is
6.
6.
But 5 of the 7 were good.
4 of the 6, maybe I'll have to say.
4 of the 6.
I totally love this movie. I thought it was fantastic the whole way through. I thought it was interesting how like I was kind of skeptical going in. Not really skeptical, but like the idea of a Coen Brothers movie that's like a collection of short films and it's on Netflix, like that's super different for them. And it's not. I feel like I don't know what I expected to be like less quality because they're like just one-off
Right.
ideas that like weren't good enough to make into features or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it really isn't like that
They're
at all.
Not at all.
high quality.
Yeah.
Super high.
These
Wonderful
are
concepts.
Incredible
And
short films.
I did
Yeah.
feel like there was a theme.
Yeah.
There was.
I felt like the theme was that, like, in the West, life, it sucks.
Well,
life
yeah.
is hard.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. That's what the picked up theme was from a bunch of articles that were written on this. It's like they have a theme of like the West was a hard life or something. I felt like the theme was just Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
The Coen Brothers Super Show.
This is what I want to talk about today. It's the way Coen Brothers films feel are so unique to the Coen Brothers, and it's I want to say it's like how David Fincher wishes his films were.
Ooh, Fincher burn.
I love David Fincher's things, but I like his movies because they're ominous, and he says himself that he likes to take out the humanity in his films through camera work and stuff like that to show the purest form of a story in his mind, but
Right.
it's not that way. It makes it more ominous.
Right.
So I believe Coen Brothers are actually that way, where they tell the story in the purest form, where there's not a whole lot of stylistic choices in there. The ones that are in there that are stylistic are usually complimentive of the situation or the characters, like
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men and Barton Fink and stuff like that. So the theme of all these felt like it was just Coen Brothers telling stories that ended up being too real, that kind of idea, like A Serious Man.
Yeah.
Where
they're
it's
just
like super heavy.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it's just like, it doesn't matter what the hero does, the world is still the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Coen Brothers, I feel like, always have.
Yeah. That is a theme in a lot of their films.
Yeah.
Actually, very often the hero does not triumph.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And almost where their actions just don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Coen Brothers definitely have like a spectrum of films of like
Yeah, they do.
comedy to dead serious.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting how this collection of short films kind of expands that spectrum. There wasn't anything like super like No Country for Old Men or A Serious Man level serious,
Yeah.
but like there was stuff that was like what's their movie Oh Brother We're Out There Thou level silly, like Buster Scruggs being like the silliest thing ever, where he's an angel at the end flying
Yeah.
up and there's this crazy song.
Yeah, that was very Hudsucker Proxy, too.
Yeah, very
Which also has a flying angel in it.
Does it?
Yeah.
very silly, to like a more serious one like Oregon Trail was pretty serious.
That was a very serious one. Yeah.
And I think the saddest one,
The thespian one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the saddest one
That
was
one
the
was super sad and super accessible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what made it so sad, was
See-
like I felt both characters really deeply.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all of their shorts here and most of their movies are very accessible.
That's
a good
what I
word.
think the Coens do really well at is they create characters and places that are just so real, even if they are absurd,
Yeah.
that you hook into
You just
them.
buy right in. Yeah.
What were your guys' favorite of all 6?
Gosh.
Buster Scruggs was easily my top one.
Really?
Yeah, because it's and there was a mixture of silliness
Yeah.
and what's the word where you flip
The-
on your head?
The first time he shot his gun was pretty awesome.
Yeah, It was great.
He's like, does your steel work? He goes, well, let me see.
Yeah.
Guess it does.
When he comes in and he dusts himself off and leaves.
That cloud,
that's incredible.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And the shot from inside the guitar.
Yeah.
And how you heard his voice change because we're inside the guitar.
When he starts singing about Surly Joe, a guy he just made up
Yeah.
about the guy in front of him.
He just shot.
Yes, my brother. Oh, it's more of a suicide. Yeah,
Suicide. Like, all of that was just so great. On that one in particular, there's that part where he brings, where the brother of Joe comes out and says, I'm calling you out, right? And so he does for the 5 fingers, shoots off his 5 fingers.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I only got 1 bullet left. And then I'm like, what makes this character evil, right? Like, you really don't feel like he's a good guy at the end. And it's because I think at this part, he's too smug about what he does. And he turns around and he holds up a mirror. And he's like, well, better not get too fancy. He's like, so it's going to be right or left. And I'm holding it upside down, kind of shoot him in the head. And
That's what I loved, that like circle of life of that character, where the new evolution of that character comes into town and challenges him. And it's like all black.
And and when he gets shot, it was amazing.
It's great.
That was like the cherry on top of the whole movie. Was he goes back, he's like, you need a count? And he goes, nah.
yeah. And he doesn't even surprise. He just goes like this. He goes,
yeah. And he goes, oh, that's not good.
I suppose I had it coming.
Yeah, and then he's like totally cool about it.
Yeah. He's like respectful about it. Yeah.
And I love that they were equals not only in shooting but also singing.
Yeah. I liked how they introduced this Buster Scruggs as a character and how he unfolds and how you get to know him more. Because when he's first introduced, he's just this super nice guy,
sort of a bumbling, affable person.
Yeah, this really nice person, just kind of charming and goofy. And then the more you learn about him, the more you kind of realize he's an insane person.
Right.
And everywhere he goes, he's just killing people.
And he's just a weird kind of insane.
Yeah.
I like that he dresses in super Marty McFly kind of style.
And you get the joke that everyone has these nicknames for him that make him sound like he's a coward and a wimp, but they're all names of birds because he's such a good singer.
Yeah. That's really funny.
You mean the Texas tit?
That's what the Texas tit, yeah.
The sweetest singing bird of the South? My favorite was actually the thespian one.
Yeah.
The professor with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
It took a minute before I realized that was him.
James Franco was the longest one for me. I didn't realize till afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't love that one, but I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, but trying to recognize him.
Yeah. The the thespian one, I felt for the actor so much, and then I was shocked by how much I empathized with the older man. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I did not think I would go there.
Yeah.
But as soon as he bought that chicken, I'm like, he's gonna kill that guy.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, I get it.
He's gonna die. And I'm like, in this world,
right?
I see why he's gonna do that. He's gonna leave him somewhere.
I love how that one ends.
I love
it just fades to black.
They didn't show him.
He just drops the rock off the cliff and they look at each other.
Yeah. So when he goes over to the tracks and then he comes back to the wagon, he goes over to the guy and he does that, and then it fades to black.
Everything's okay.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That is just dark.
Yeah.
That is a dark.
A part of me wanted to see him dropped off.
Yeah.
But then later I was like, no, that was a really good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Just
really
letting us
fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
A lot of the shorts here surprised me with how they ended.
Yeah, me too.
Which was really
cool. They all
cool.
ended kind of abruptly.
That's what Coen Brothers, I feel do, right?
They do that frequently.
So this is interesting. One
No
moment.
Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
One thing about that short in particular, the thespian one, the guy who played the performer was the guy who played the spoiled kid in the first Harry Potter.
Really?
You're right. That was Dudley.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Isn't that weird?
That's
You're
totally
so right.
insane.
I thought he was
crazy.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't even see the resemblance.
No, you can see in his face, totally.
It's hard.
That is Dudley.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Anyway,
he has arms and legs.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I was actually thinking the same. I was like, is that real? That looks really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I don't even know how they did like the part where Liam Neeson's character comes over and he turns the guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, how would you do that if he had legs?
And had him on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being screened, but like just with the turning, like if you had legs, you couldn't do that velocity.
You have to like build a hole, like dig a hole in the floor,
right?
Like have him like stand on a platform.
Or his head wasn't there.
I'm thinking it was CG.
Just a fake torso.
They had a lot of CG in this, really good CG too.
Yeah, dude. So the one that felt again, they all deserve A+, but the one that felt sort of the weakest to me was the crossing the Oregon Trail one.
Really? That was my favorite one.
Really?
Out of all of them, yeah.
Oh,
easily.
Neat. Yeah. Well, I thought to me it had a wonderfully satisfying end.
Yeah.
The end was remarkable, and I loved that. And I especially loved that after the girl shoots herself, it ends with him riding in, and you see the guy coming, but we don't see the confrontation.
Yeah,
right. Which is what it started out with on the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So that was all really cool. I just felt like it dragged a little.
Yeah.
Of the pacing of all the other parts around it. It was
the longest and the slowest of them all. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah. The battle was great.
Yeah.
That's what I would say too. Is that it was the weakest one for me. Second weakest. The weakest one was the bank one for me.
Yeah, I would agree.
James Franco. But yeah, it was slow for the Oregon Trail one because there was no rhythm. There was rhythm. There was definite rhythm. There was no build up, I guess was the word.
Yeah.
See, okay, so I do want to talk about this. I skipped over it last time. Coen Brothers have a way of taking every one of their movies' heroes and saying what they do does not really matter, right? Once I realized that going into these films, I like it set an expectation for me to where each of the films I was able to just fully immerse myself and get really into it. I wasn't that way, I think, when the Buster Scruggs one ended, and I was like, wow, they killed their main character. That's pretty cool. And then I realized it was just, that was the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, Coen Brothers. Okay, I think I know where each of these are going. And then I was able to figure out all the endings from then on. It wasn't like a thing that I was analyzing, but it was a thing in the back of my brain that I could hear.
I also felt like there could have been a little more weight in the way that they revealed that the woman had shot herself on the prairie. As soon as you saw the dog barking and how quiet it was, you knew that she had shot herself in the head, that she had gone ahead and done it.
Yeah. And
I felt like that could have been revealed a little more in a way that made me feel it a little more.
Yeah, that one just got me like hook, line, and sinker like immediately. Like everything about it. I love
cool.
the pacing of it. I loved how the main character, the girl, her performance was
stellar,
awesome.
No doubt.
Yeah, so
That's
good.
Interesting. I didn't feel that way about it.
Really?
You know? Yeah, and so Taylor and I talked a little bit about Pride and Prejudice in the car. You've never seen the film, but I was talking about how the way they speak, because it's older speaking, doesn't it I can't really relate much to how they're speaking.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. So if they're using language I'm not familiar with, it's harder for me to empathize. And with that way, with her talking with all the niceties and all the culturalness, it was hard for me to get. Okay, I see what's happening here. It's slower for me, is what it is. It takes a lot more time.
Yeah. I felt like my mind was drifting in a whole nother direction with that story, because when the guy was telling his partner, that he's going to propose to this girl, and if she says yes, I'm going to stay in Oregon, we're going to have a life together, and the guy was like seemed really pissed off about that concept. So it looked like, one, we're building up towards some kind of confrontation between those two, and two, he said that if she says yes, I want to settle down in Oregon and I'm going to reform, which suggested to me that they're involved in something nefarious. And I was wondering, okay, maybe this whole wagon train thing is like like a setup.
So you thought it was a much bigger thing.
Yeah. And so then the girl dies. I'm like, oh, it's over. Okay. Okay. Like I felt like we were still in like the first act.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so it just kind of left me kind of like, I don't know if I like that one so much.
Yeah, I just liked what it was, the story of it.
Yeah.
I know. I was able to get invested in the realism of it.
It was quite real. Out of all of them,
Yeah.
that was the most real, I felt.
I think that's what got me was like I loved
That's true.
all the other ones and I loved the stylized nature of it,
Mhm.
but this one was grounded in this kind of realistic zone and still
In
told
a way, it felt
really
the least Coen.
yeah, but it felt like Fargo Coen Brothers,
Right.
where it's grounded in reality and has tragic endings
Yeah.
and things, tragic endings that could have easily been avoided.
Yeah.
And that's like some of my favorite kind of stuff.
That's
It's like,
interesting.
you know, stuff that's just like like her death just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it
I know.
did, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like
I
heartbreaking.
want to go back and check, but did we hear her gunshot?
You don't.
You don't,
I
I think
didn't
so.
notice it.
Because
And
that's
so
what
I was
wondered.
wondering
I'm
about
like,
that.
wait,
Yeah.
why didn't we hear that gunshot?
What happened? What I like came to conclude in my head was like, her gun went off at the exact same time
did.
as that guy's gun.
Oh, because she saw him die or
Oh,
die.
Yeah,
that's
he gets
what
hit in
why.
the
That's what
face.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can buy that. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the point of the dog during that whole
Oh,
thing?
I thought that was awesome because it's like, again, it's like things that shouldn't have happened and things that you just can't control.
Yeah.
Where it's like the one thing that they really wanted to end, like the one life they were actually trying to end,
Yeah.
they couldn't even do it. And it was just this dog, and it comes back, and the dog ends up outliving the lady. I think it's like a source of irony.
Now
for
that's
me.
interesting. I like that view of it
Yeah.
a lot. The way I saw it was almost random. Like I'm like, okay, so he missed the dog. Oh, now it's back.
Yeah.
Why? But I think that's the thing with Coen Brothers films. You
Yeah.
say why, and you're like, well, you're not really supposed to.
Can I give some honorable mention to the story that like I just wish I made? Like there was so much about it that I was like, this is my movie. Was the one about the old prospector?
Yeah, I
who goes
love
and
that
digs
one.
up
love
the
that
valley.
one.
I
So
loved
good.
that one so much, and I
Yeah.
loved his performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. His performance was really good.
And then there was one where the hero made it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I just loved
That's why I like that one.
after he, you know, he does his fake out and he shoots the other guy in the face, and as he's staggering back down to the creek, he goes, "You shot me in the back. You
measly
followed
skunk.
me. Let me do all the hard work." You know, and he's just like,
He just goes on and
it
on.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I loved that.
And then he falls in water and he's like, "It passed right through me.
Nothing important.
He didn't hit nothing important." It's like starts laughing. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, that was quite good.
You see, that was great because I was
Mr. Pocket.
that
Mr.
is
Pocket, yeah.
probably my second favorite of them all.
That one really,
Yeah.
It's really
hit
good.
me deep. I
When
loved it.
he gets like when we see like it's just revealed in like a shadow that someone's
Yeah.
standing over him. And
It's
about to
it's
shoot him.
mostly
Yeah.
just his face.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, because of all the other ones ending so dark, I was
Right.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then he shoots him, and I was just super depressed.
The way they sit on that shot,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
of his face.
A long time.
Yeah, and he goes like you could just tell he's trying to think, what can I do here?
Yeah.
And you're just like waiting for something to happen. I love
So
that.
when he comes back and he was just playing dead, I was like,
That
See,
was
that
the
was
one
surprising
film.
to
The
me.
one film where we all got to go, yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
that was surprising that he came back to me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like if he's just gonna sit there, I felt like that's just such a Coen Brothers thing to do, is to sit there on the guy while he's dead, on the other guy, making sure he's dead, and then he gets in, takes the gold, and leaves. I feel like that's Coen
Well,
Brothers.
Yeah.
without a cut. We sat
Right.
and watched him roll a cigarette in real time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's Coen
He
Brothers.
rolled a
right there.
cigarette.
Yeah,
He took a puff. He put it out. He put it in his pocket.
yeah,
And we had to sit through all of that.
Yeah.
And that made his resurrection all the more potent.
and
I
it would have made his non-resurrection even more potent as
Yeah.
a just a death. You'd be like, so we sat through that whole thing for nothing.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I loved the full circle of the animals leaving when
I
he
do
came
too.
in
Yeah.
and them all coming back.
And that CGI was incredible.
Stunning,
Yeah.
dude. I was looking at that like buck,
Yeah.
I'm like just trying to see a flaw, and I'm like, that's a real.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way
like
you've
a
lined
real-
up that
a real
shot
elk.
perfectly. Yeah.
But of course, it's not.
Yeah.
There was some crazy visual effects stuff, like in the James Franco one with the arrows
Oh, yeah.
whizzing by his head.
I didn't like that actually.
No?
No.
I was surprised
that took
like,
me out.
Like, I was trying to imagine how I would describe that, like from a director's point of view. Like, how do you direct that? Like, okay, we need the shot here to know that the arrow is going to fly right here.
Yeah. No, the
that
logistics
kind of
were
stuff.
great, but the visuals of the arrow moving, I think
Yeah.
it's because it was so crisp. Maybe that's why I didn't.
It was very crisp.
Yeah.
It looked anime-ish to me.
My favorite bit from that short was the banker.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Easily.
I would have more
Easily.
liked to have seen 2 or 3 like a succession of bank robbery attempts against that banker.
Yeah.
It's a bad shot. It's a bad shot.
Yeah.
So this is
bad shot.
yeah. So this is interesting on the subtitles for there. He starts out by saying bad shot,
He says pan shot.
and then he says pan shot after
Yeah.
that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the picture that they start on the book says pan shot. So I thought it was weird that they said both because they sounded very similar. I don't know. It was weird.
What I love is that when he comes in, he's like, "This place ever been robbed?" And he starts telling him these stories, and you think he's just making it up,
Right.
Because he's like looks like this weakling.
Right.
And when he pulls out his gun, Rom, he goes, oh no!" And then it turns out he's like this psycho
Yeah.
guy. It was awesome.
That's good. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, like just thinking about it, and the Coen brothers. This movie really solidified that the Coen brothers are unbelievably good filmmakers.
Oh, yeah.
Like they are just so good. It's like they're just some
They're
of
the
the best
best.
working out
No,
there.
they're
today.
just the best.
Yeah, it's so good
Yeah.
to be able to just like go back and make short films, even like from making a bunch of features and then go back and make short films.
Just make short films real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, and they make like making 6 short films that are all incredible
Yeah.
in their own ways.
That all have perfect arcs up
Yeah,
and down.
that
I
all
think it
have
has
good
to do with the
pacing.
writing the most.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's taking the writing, putting in visuals. That's the awesome thing.
Now
But
it's,
without the writing, it would have been.
From what I remember, Joel does the lion's share of the writing, and Ethan the lion's share of the directing.
I'm not sure. I don't know
That's
how they divide it.
From what I've gathered in the past, but though I don't think anyone writes dialogue quite as well. I love dialogue scenes by the Coen brothers, which brings me to the carriage ride, the very last short.
I love that one.
I love it too, but it left me really a bit confused.
Yeah, I think it was meant to.
And I'm confused by you guys both referring to it as a haunted house movie.
Yeah, that's
'Cause I don't know what you
it's
mean.
not really
It's
that.
so it's what's the title of the film?
Reaper something.
I thought it was At Something's Gate.
I don't know.
thought it was what it was. Anyway, I believe it's a passage from life to death.
Yeah, that's right.
So you think these people are all dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Well, what it got for me was the line was, "Oh, the carriage don't stop."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I started to get the feeling that something supernatural was happening.
Yeah.
When they started going on about how the carriage doesn't stop, and when they showed the driver, he looked sort of like a demon.
Right.
He looked really cool the way they framed him. But it was so ambiguous after that I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
I kind of just threw that out.
I think it's one of those that if you have to give it a lot of yourself in order to get a lot of it from. I really like super analyzing the films,
Yeah.
and so one of the things that I really enjoyed was seeing how they talked to each other, and the girl had kept referring to her husband as was, and then correcting herself with is, over and over, implying that he is now dead or she's now dead.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I would definitely I can see that as a passage. I was thinking that while they were talking and they getting closer, and I was wondering how they were going to reveal it, but they never
revealed it.
Yeah, they never really.
So what
do.
were the bounty hunters?
I think they were demons. I think they or
They
people
were like
or
reapers,
angels or
like
reapers.
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, they even called themselves reapers.
Yeah.
Was the thing.
Harvester of souls.
Yeah.
They say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're carrying these other souls to their resting place.
You see, we got so caught up in the matter of their their
Their
conversation.
personal stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Debating about what like love is.
See, now that's really interesting because we've talked about dialogue scenes before, how dialogue needs to show as opposed to tell, right? So when you have dialogue in films, Ethan and Joel always have it so that they're just talking, and it just shows character. Like the one of the best scenes is No Country for Old Men, where he's talking about the coin flip. Like nothing of that has to do with the plot whatsoever, right? They could take out the same, the plot would be the same. However, it really, really reveals character there, right? So this whole thing is like taking that to the extreme. Yeah. Where none of what they say is ever about the plot at all.
Yeah. So, but in the end, possibly because it's such a micro short, it's this little film.
Yeah.
We're left knowing the people much better than we know the story.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think it's taken to the extreme. Yeah.
You know what's funny is like that was the one that's probably left me disappointed out of them all.
I was kind of disappointed that it was the last one.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That was sort of an odd note to end on.
Yeah,
that was me too.
Yeah,
but if the theme was finality and death, maybe that's why they wanted it.
Yeah,
at the end.
I still feel like it wasn't like a designed thing. I felt like out of all of the movies that they felt like they had, and then like let's put them in this order, maybe that'll work. I think that was mostly it.
I loved how the lighting changed throughout.
I did
the
too.
As it got darker.
Yeah, the color.
Yeah. I thought there was something wrong with my phone. Yeah, I watched it on a phone.
Yeah. Kenny's not a real filmmaker.
It's ridiculous, dude. You didn't even watch. You haven't even experienced the film then.
The what?
The film.
Oh, it was a video.
It's a video, yeah.
I streamed a video.
Then you definitely haven't experienced the film.
I streamed a Coen Brothers video.
Did you see the new Coen video?
Oh, they got a new video out. The Coen Brothers.
Oh, cute little video.
Cute video, yeah.
I was thinking about this film in respects to like in comparison to how albums work, and like albums are just like a collection of songs that kind of flow together, and
I don't feel like this flowed at all.
I think it flowed up to a point.
Yeah. They were all Western.
Yeah, they were like
that was about it.
They're all Western. I think they flowed up till pretty much the end, actually.
Yeah.
The end one was really jarring for me. But I think that's a cool idea to like translate short films into like an album experience.
I did like that a lot. I like how they showed it was a book.
Yeah. Did you guys try to read like when we left?
The second
every
time
I
did.
Yeah. Every time I was reading those paragraphs. Yeah.
It kind of it adds a little bit more context to some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, does
it? The last sentence of the Oregon Trail one was that he had no idea how he would explain it.
That was the first. That was the first line too. I really liked that. I really like because over the picture was that line. Him saying they didn't know what to say, or he didn't know what to say to Billy Knapp. I was like, that's cool.
Billy Knapp.
Is there one that we forgot?
The guy who played Billy Knapp's partner, who has the shootout with the Indians at the end, may be the best performer in the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
His performance especially when he finds the girl and monologues to himself a bit, is so good.
Yeah.
So dialed. I mean, just
they were all
extremely genuine.
Yeah, they were all quite good.
Yeah.
I liked his arc of like being the quiet, like introspective kind of guy. You don't really learn much about him, but then when he's like exposed and you spend more time with him at the end, then you kind of learn about him and realize he's a nice guy.
He felt like he's a good guy and a sweet, nice man.
Yeah.
But all the way up to that point, I'm suspecting him of something bad.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah. I like that turnaround. That kind of flip on it.
Yeah. It was weird because it felt like they introduced a new character there. That's what it felt like. And I'm like, if you're introducing someone, and then when you introduce people, they typically have an arc of some sort, and this one was just the battle scene.
It felt like a reveal to me, not an introduction to a character.
So it didn't feel like a reveal to me at all.
Yeah.
I love that when he realized that they were in trouble, like he just had the utmost confidence that they would likely survive this.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we're in for a fight. We're probably going to be okay. I mean,
like, if we die, you're going to do this, but...
yeah.
And they would have been fine, too. But she killed herself.
Yep.
For no good reason.
Yep.
Oh, the irony.
Ironic.
Anemic.
What did he say to Billy Knapp?
He didn't know.
He didn't.
I know, but what do you think? What do you think happened?
Oh, he didn't. He just wrote back to the
when
troll.
they got together.
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
Billy Knapp's all like, "Have you seen what's her name?"
Yeah, she did. I told her to kill herself, and she did it.
I told her to kill herself. She shot herself in the head. Why? Well, I told her to. I wasn't dead.
To sidetrack,
Sorry, go ahead.
what's the best
Sidetrack.
Coen Brothers movie?
The best Coen Brothers
I
movie?
haven't seen
What's
all
your
of them.
favorite,
hate
at least?
this question.
No, I haven't seen all of them. So.
What's your favorite one you've seen?
No Country for Old Men? How was that?
That is shocking.
Yeah.
That's their worst movie.
The most popular movie? Yeah.
No, that one's amazing. That's an incredible movie.
My favorite is a tie. Am I allowed ties?
Yep.
Okay, good. It's a tie between Raising Arizona and Fargo.
Yeah. Fargo. All the way for me. Fargo till death do me part.
I love Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo is awesome.
No Country
And
also.
you really need to see Hudsucker Proxy.
I haven't seen that one either.
That is like one of the lesser known of their work
Yeah.
and is phenomenal.
Have you seen Blood Simple?
Oh yeah.
That one's cool.
I
That's their
love
first
Blood
movie.
Simple, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many of their films.
You should watch them.
I love that opening
I should. To
narration
tell you the
on
obvious.
Blood Simple.
Yeah.
That bad guy sounds like Winnie the Pooh when he
Yeah.
talks.
I like the camera that hovers over the bar, and there's a dude leaning over the bar, like passed out, and the camera just going, and it just raises up
That's
and
what I
goes
mean.
over him.
But that is such a. What I love about Blood Simple, you watch it, you watch Blood Simple, and you see all these ideas that later the Coens will like.
Yeah, like expand
master.
upon, and yeah,
like
and
they're
really
just
do.
experimenting these things, and later on they do them really
Yeah.
well.
What do you think about that, D?
Oh, man.
What's your opinion on that?
Oh, Blood Simple? Oh, man. You know the shots
You know
when
what?
they did the shots?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna finish talking about this. You can go.
I'll just leave. Why
Yeah,
don't
you
you
can do whatever you want. Intolerable Cruelty is my favorite Coen Brothers movie.
That's my favorort, too.
The only one
Actually-
I haven't seen.
No, Jupiter Ascending is my favorite Coen Brothers movie.
I don't want to live anymore.
The Coen siblings.
The Coen siblings. The Coens.
It's weird that they don't just call themselves the Wachowskis. They're just Wachowskis siblings.
Really? I always saw it as Wachowskis since they made their...
Really? Because
Yeah.
I only seen siblings since.
They should go by sisters.
They should.
Or
Yeah.
is gender just out the window? We
It's
can't.
just-
Yeah.
can't
Once
do
you
gender.
change
Talk about
gender, you don't have a gender.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Guess that's it.
The Wachowski houseplants.
The Wachowski helicopters.
Because, you know...
That's a band.
The Wachowski helicopters.
Opening for Iron Maiden. The Wachowski helicopters.
Cool.
Okay, on a side note, what's the best Wachowskis movie?
No.
Jupiter Ascending.
Well, obviously.
There's actually one worse than that.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called Ninja Assassin.
Oh, is that what they did before Matrix?
No, Jupiter Ascending is way worse than Ninja Assassin. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm disagreeing with you.
Okay. They're both very bad movies.
Yeah, they're very bad. But Ninja Assassin
Tell you
is
their most
awesome bad.
underrated one is
Ninja
Speed
Assassin.
Racer.
Ninja
I
Assassin.
loved Speed Racer.
Speed Racer is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
We're not talking about Wachowskis.
We are now.
The Matrix is my favorite Wachowskis movie. Easy for me.
Wow,
Honestly,
that's-
when it comes down to it, I'm not even that big a fan of Wachowskis.
I don't know. V for Vendetta, Matrix, Cloud Atlas, and Speed Racer
Cloud
are
Atlas
all.
is not that great.
Cloud Atlas is freaking amazing.
It's really well written.
I love.
I
Cloud
actually-
Really
Atlas.
well written.
I think the
Written.
only really great movie they've made
It's
is
well
The
acted
Matrix.
and well directed and well shot and well edited.
No, I love Cloud Atlas. I have Cloud Atlas. It's awesome.
Have you not seen Cloud Atlas?
I've
By the
seen Cloud
Coens?
Atlas. It's by the Coens, yeah.
By the Kochowskis?
Kochiskis.
The Kochowskis.
Are there other directing brothers?
The Doofus.
The Duffer Brothers.
Duffer Brothers.
Duffer.
The Doofus
I like
Brothers.
the Duffer Brothers.
They haven't made anything else yet.
Nope.
I don't like
but
them.
so far, I like 100% of their work.
Yeah, they're batting 1,000.
I don't like them.
Shut up. It's because you didn't grow up in the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, you don't remember the 80s.
Yeah, so what?
I remember the 80s because I was 0 through 8 years old.
I was 2 from 88 to 80 to 90. Shoot.
Well, now we've dated ourselves.
To sidetrack a little bit more, the Coen brothers.
Just sidetrack a little bit more.
Back to our main topic.
Yes.
That's not a sidetrack.
I'm cutting all of that out. All of that is going out.
All right, now we're talking about the Coens. We can come back in.
I just saw The Big Lebowski in theaters.
Oh, Big Lebowski. I should have.
That one's great.
Three-way tie.
Yeah.
Sorry, three-way tie.
No
the
Country for Old Men is
cowboy.
my favorite.
The cowboy in Big Lebowski reminded me of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
No Country for Old Men is like my 6th favorite.
That's fine.
It's really low on my list.
I like it because it's super dark without any.
I love it.
Almost no comedy.
I do love it, but I definitely like their funnier stuff more.
I like their serious stuff more.
True Grit. You
True
guys fans of
Grit.
True
I've
Grit?
not seen True Grit.
I love that
it's so
movie.
good. It's like the best Western I've ever seen.
On a side note,
And I'm
Million
not
Dollar
talking
Baby is
about the
really
hotels.
good.
What one?
We're not
Wait,
talking
what one?
about freaking Eastwood here. You keep that conservative Republican away from our round table.
Gran Torino, that was really good too.
What is that? A red movie?
It's a red movie.
Is that,
It's an elephant movie.
is that an elephant movie?
Yeah.
Green Room's pretty good.
Green Room. Oh, that one's against Nazis. That one's anti-Nazi.
What are you, anti-Nazi
What are you,
now?
anti-Nazi?
Patrick Stewart plays a Nazi in there.
Patrick Stewart. He's gay. He can't play a Nazi.
Patrick Stewart's not gay.
Oh, my bad. Ian.
Although it's a
Ian,
common misconception.
Ian you know the guy.
Ian McKellen.
Gandalf.
McNugget?
Ian McNugget.
Ian McNugget.
This
is
has
gay.
been so bad for
To sidetrack a little bit more,
the Coens.
the Coen Brothers. Buster
So-
Scruggs, good movie.
Okay, so
all
what,
good short films.
what kind of pizza would we give?
Oh, okay, that's what we do, right?
Well, every slice is a different flavor.
No. Okay. Let's talk about all of them. All of them.
Okay, as a whole.
All of them?
As a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole? Oh, now I have
Yes.
to come up. I just came up with a Buster Scruggs
Nope,
analogy.
nope.
Now I have to come up with a
Scrap
different
that.
one.
Throw
Scrap
that
it.
pizza in the garbage.
It would have been an Alfredo pizza.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, now I'm calling
Barbecue
it a good
chicken.
one.
You and your freaking Alfredo pizzas. My gosh. If I hear you say Alfredo pizza one more time, it doesn't even have meaning anymore.
Or Whole Foods. Whole
Doesn't
Foods
mean
pizza.
anything.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods Alfredo pizza.
Go.
Okay, Buster Scruggs, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, the entire thing. Man, you already took the best analogy. They're different different slices, all really good flavors. Completely different though. You're smiling.
Well, I feel like you just took my answer.
How did I take it?
You just said it like it was yours.
Okay, so it's a pizza that one slice was barbecue chicken. It was really good barbecue chicken. One of them's pepperoni, but really good pepperoni.
Is it 6 slices?
One slice is Alfredo.
Good.
One slice is from Whole Foods. And the other slice tastes a little weird.
You know there's no pizzas that are cut into 6 slices.
Okay, Kenny, go.
I'm last.
I haven't even come up with one yet.
It's your turn.
Oh my gosh. I haven't come up with one.
Yeah. You
Go.
do.
Okay,
You
the
gotta do it.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs is it's got crust. If you take crust and you take sauce, good crust, good cheese, and you yeah. This is
Kenny,
it.
so what do you think?
Here's what Ballad of Buster Scruggs is. Sorry, I keep knocking into it.
Earthquake.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs
Disaster.
is bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
The best bagel bites in the world.
I get it, actually.
Bagel bites.
Yeah.
The best ones.
We
though.
got to go to Coen's
Not-
and tell them that.
And not like the bagel bites you go to the store and buy frozen. Like
Oh, I see.
like the best ones ever made
Gourmet.
on the best bagels with the best ingredients.
Interesting.
But like 6 of them, and they're like that big.
Okay. Kenny.
So you know when you're working on film set and you've been there, you think
Nope.
for like 3 hours, but it's actually been 9 hours.
I've never been on a film
You
set.
are tired. You are exhausted. You're starting to yell at each other and use curse words that you've never used at each other in anger, only
Yep.
in humor. Right? And then you realize, I haven't eaten since getting here.
And you get Little
course.
Caesars.
And then you order pizza, and it doesn't matter what the hell kind of pizza is. It tastes great because you haven't eaten a Coen brother in ages. So it's amazing. It's like, it was so satisfying to watch this movie because I was like, new Coen material, thank you.
I have a little bit of beef with your analogy.
Please don't put beef in my vegan analogy.
I
Gross.
got issues. You know why?
Why?
Because your analogy implies that if you were in another circumstance and you were to eat that pizza, then it might not be as good. You were saying that the pizza was only good because you were in a desperate circumstance.
I stand by that.
Are you doubting the consistent quality of a Coen Brothers film? Are you saying that the Coen Brothers are good for what they are and not actually great films on their own, regardless of atmosphere?
I'll tell you this
point of view.
No, I'm gonna answer for Kenny.
I'm over here.
I'll tell you this. When I rewatched this the second time, they lost their edge.
See?
They did. They did.
What I'm saying is that I can't fairly judge it because I was so starved for another Coen that I just loved it. I was like on Coen Cloud 9 watching this movie. Now, if I had just binged the top Coen movies all in a row, would I be like, this is just as good as all the rest?
Yes.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Okay, fair.
Exactly.
Fair.
So take your beef and shove it
on your
out
pizza.
The window.
I'll eat it. I'll eat my beef.
It's not cooked.
I don't care. I'll eat it raw. Give me some worms. I'll eat it. Give me some worms.
To sidetrack just a little.
Sure.
You've been watching Talkies.
Wait, I'm not done.
Carmen Line Studios.
That's not sidetracking.
Thank you for joining us here in the Void.
He's not done.
To review this movie. And
We're not done.
See
we haven't finished yet.
Next time at the Talkies.
We're not done.
My name is Kenny.
I still have beef to eat.
Quick D.
My name is D.
My name is Taylor, but I'm not done.
And we'll see
you
at the Talkies.
Talkies.
Well, it's been a while since we spilled liquids on our mixer.
Our only mixer.